And when was the last time that you walked down the street and people were actually looking up while they walked and not down at their cell phones?
Do you find yourself spending too much time on your phone or your computer?
Things are constantly in flux. No species stays on Earth and is unchanged or unchallenged. Something comes along, often to move into its territory and supplant it.
Cell phone addiction on the rise. Experts say it's just like being addicted to drugs or even alcohol, and it should be taken seriously.
If we move to a situation in which computers are able to function for themselves, especially with the World Wide Web and the linking together of hundreds of thousands of computers globally, they might start to become, almost before we know it, a kind of super intelligence.
This is Michigan State University, home to nearly 50,000 students determined to better themselves through education. What if I told you that 60% of college students in America are addicted to their phones? That's almost 30,000 phone addicts at Michigan State alone. This makes succeeding academically a little more tricky.
Alright, let's see. How often do I use my phone?
I use my phone all the time.
I use it all the time, pretty much. I don't even know how many times. Like, I can't give you a number because I'm just like constantly on it.
Quite often, I think.
Realistically, I probably use my phone 5 hours out of the entire day.
I'm constantly using my phone from the time I wake up in the morning until I go to bed at night.
Alright, what does my phone do for me? Let's see.
I use it to check the weather, or like how I'm gonna dress.
Listening to music on my way to class, and use Pandora.
I use LinkedIn and Facebook a lot.
You have to connect with Facebook or text or email.
I use it to, like, when I'm doing like a math problem, I use my calculator. I pretty much Google everything.
Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Streak for Cash by ESPN.
Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Instagram, I'm on probably too much throughout the day.
Oh, I definitely think I'd get better grades. If I didn't have my phone, I could study a lot more because I usually, when I'm studying, I get distracted by my phone, check it a few times, so.
In terms of paying attention during lecture, it would help in the long run because you might retain more if you weren't on your phone as much.
Oh, I haven't paid attention to any of my classes this year because of my phone solely, so.
Yeah, I definitely could be studying a little more. I think like a lot of times when I go to study, like I just like get so like bored of studying, or like I just don't want to do it anymore, so like I just automatically pull out my phone and I like start looking on my phone at like what everyone else is doing, and like I don't know, I just definitely get caught up, and like before I know it, like 15-20 minutes goes by and like I'm still like haven't even like gotten close to being done with my project or my homework.
Addiction is a strong word. When most people hear it, their mind goes to drugs or alcohol. This is what makes screen addiction so dangerous. The world is unaware. The question is, can screen addiction be as serious as alcohol or drug addiction? The answer is yes. The brain responds the same way to too much of anything. It becomes dependent. To prove this theory, I took a few questions normally only asked to people struggling with alcohol addiction and rewrote them to find out if the two addictions are comparable. The first question is, do you think you should cut down on your alcohol use? This is asked to find out if the user realizes they have a problem.
Yeah, I definitely think I could cut down a little bit. I don't know, my mom's always making like little comments about how much I'm on my phone, and same with my boyfriend, and I don't know, it's just like, I just don't even really think about it.
Yeah, probably. Especially just being around on campus. I feel like there's things you miss out on, or I feel like I should be having more conversations than I am just like texting and looking at Facebook and Twitter and all that.
Yeah, I definitely think I should cut down my use of my phone because I really could use the time to do other things, and I feel like it just kind of takes over your life at some points.
I think I could be more productive in other things if I cut down on my phone use, but I can't see that actually happening because there's too much temptation to waste time and do activities on my phone.
The second question is, do you feel anxious or depressed after heavy drinking?
I wouldn't say depressed, but maybe a little bit disappointed when I've sat on my phone for a long time and afterwards I look and see how much time has gone by and I haven't accomplished anything.
Yeah, I feel pretty anxious after I use my phone for like a long time because I realize that I could have used that time to do something more productive, like go work out, go meet new people, study.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. There's something called like FOMO, which is fear of missing out, and like at least for me, like sometimes when you see like your friends out at a party or you see things on Twitter that they're having a good time and they never like invited you for like no reason, I think it kind of gets anyone not like jealous, but they're just kind of like sad, I guess, or disappointed or frustrated.
Yeah, I definitely think I get a little depressed like when I look back and I realize like how much time I'm spending on my phone when like I could be doing other things and like I could be going for a run, like go outside.
The third question is, do you feel uncomfortable when alcohol is not near you?
Yeah, I feel very uncomfortable when my phone's not around. I just feel like I'm disconnected from everything that's going on like Twitter and Instagram and all that, so I kind of get uncomfortable, uneasy, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I usually have my phone on me like 24/7. It's like never dead. If it does get low, like I kind of look for a charger and stuff.
Of course, when my phone's not with me, I'm always kind of thinking about what could be happening, who's trying to text me, who's trying to get a hold of me, and I'm always thinking that something's happening on my phone, when in reality, most of the time when I get back to it, nothing's actually happened.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of weird. I've heard some people, myself included, my phone might not be in my right pocket, but sometimes my leg will twitch or feel like I have a text or something because it like vibrates it, and I'll reach for it and it's not there.
The fact of the matter is, our consistent phone usage is changing who we are. People are more anxious and unsettled in a social setting. ADD is as rampant as it's ever been, and we're losing touch with the people sitting right next to us. Instead of talking with friends over dinner, we group chat. Instead of going to the bank and talking to someone, we use a banking app. Instead of going to the library and checking out a book, we download one off of Audible. Instead of talking to a stranger we find interesting, we swipe left or right on Tinder.
Definitely. I think everybody's addicted to their phone.
Do I think we're addicted to phones? Yeah, probably. I think everybody's so dependent on it, especially like this generation and how kids are getting phones earlier now.
Yeah, now that you ask that, I do think I'm pretty addicted to my phone because I never really think about that, and it's not something people talk about. But if you actually do think about it, a lot of people are addicted to their phone.
Not a lot of people like really like think about like being addicted to your phone because it's not as like severe as some other things.
Companies are constantly coming out with new phones, and even though you're in this 2-year contract and it seems like you're kind of stuck, people can't wait to get a new phone and sign up for their next 2-year contract, and then they're stuck for even more time, and it's a continual cycle.
Imagine if everyone addicted to alcohol had an endless supply of beer in their pockets at all time. That is what our technology addiction is like. We fuel it day in and day out because we have the means to do so, never thinking twice about how it may affect us.
Say it with your chest.